Hey Foxy Friends, this is Sarah from Foxy's Domestic Side, and today I'm going to show you how to wrap this package so there is no knot on the back side of this package. And when you open the package, you can just pull the knot and it comes undone. So there's no scissors involved and your gift receiver can open the package with grace. I'm also going to show you how to add a big bow on top to make your package a little more fancy and how you can use the same method. If you want to watch how to wrap the perfect present, keep watching. Okay, so what you need is a wrapped package. So, assuming you know how to wrap a package. If you want help wrapping your package, then let me know and I will do another video on that. I'm going to teach you how to do a bow on a package where you don't have any knots. It's going to be a perfect bow. So what you're going to need is a package and some ribbon. I use the Kirkland ribbon. I always buy white ribbon when it goes on sale in about October. I buy a whole bunch of white ribbon and then I buy wrapping paper that will go with white ribbon. They have other colors, but they're more Christmassy theme, and I like having this white ribbon for gifts throughout the year. So I just always have white ribbon on hand. So Kirkland is the best deal, hands down. Whatever ribbon you want, it helps if it's wired ribbon. Most packages, when you see them and people will put the ribbon on top like this, they'll flip it over, and then they'll go like this, and then flip it over, and then they'll tie the bow on top like this. This means that there's this knot on the bottom of the package. The way we're gonna do it is there's gonna be no knot on the bottom and it's gonna lay flat. You're gonna start on the top instead of on the bottom. You're gonna start the ribbon on the top. So I take about 18 inches or so, and if you can imagine, it's gonna be a bow with a tail. So you want enough that it's gonna be a bow and a tail. I always err on the side of caution and I always use too much. But if you don't have enough ribbon, you can always kind of trial and error until you get it to the perfect length before you cut the other side. So this is still attached to here. So you're gonna start halfway. Halfway down, halfway in the middle. You're gonna wrap it underneath like this. You're gonna come up, making sure that everything is flat. You see how that's flat? And we can adjust where it is. So I still have my tail. This is my tail. And now we're gonna do that kind of knot that you see on the top. So you're gonna bring it and make sure that your ribbon doesn't get twisted. So see how mine is twisted? So I'm gonna untwist it here. Okay, so then when you get to the top, so we're at the top now, and my ribbon is still attached. What I do is I go like this, and I kind of measure equal length, and this is way too much ribbon, but I'm okay with that. And then you cut this. So now the ribbon is cut, and my ribbon over here, and now we have what looks like this. So you have this coming from the bottom. Your bottom of your package is flat like this, so when you lay it on a surface, it's flat and it doesn't have this little bump on the bottom. So wherever your loose ribbon, whichever quadrant, if you can imagine quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4, whichever quadrant your loose ribbon goes into, this is where your end ribbon wants to go. So I'm gonna flip this to the first quadrant here and go opposite. So I'm gonna go over to this third quadrant. It's the engineer math in me. So now we have something that looks like this. And from here, you can adjust it. So this is all adjustable, so we can put it in the center. You can also do this afterwards. So now we have this, and now we want to just tie a regular bow. I'll link right here on how to tie a perfect bow, but essentially you just tie a bow like your shoelace. So instead of tying a knot, we're just gonna leave this as is. Sometimes I'll put my finger down. We'll have one loop, right? And then we come around. Here, let me zoom in for you. We have a loop, we're gonna make a loop, and we don't need to tie that initial knot because this is what this is. This is what we just did. And you wanna come around like this, and you wanna come above, like above where we started. And then you're gonna want to put it through the loop. And when you do this, you want to twist it. So watch. Again, I made a loop. I went around, and when I pushed it through, instead of pushing it through like this, you want to push it through and twist it so that both of these tails are pointing down. Like that. Now they're both pointing down. Let's do that again. So we have a loop. We're bringing around, and we're gonna push it through like you would a shoelace, but instead of just pulling this straight through, we're gonna twist it so that this tail wants to point down. And we tie it like that. And you can use the wire part to kind of fluff it up a little bit, so it's kind of fluffy. Put a little bit where you want it on the package, and then you just cut the tails. I like to do it so the slants are facing in, so I'll cut this way. And I'll come over here and cut this one this way. For some reason, this side is always harder for me.
Now you have the perfect bow for easy unwrapping. Next up, I'm going to show you how to make this a little fancier.
If you want, on top of this, instead of just tying a bow, so we can probably want to move this up a bit. And then you would just cut the tail however you want. Another option you can do is you can make your own big fluffy bow if you want, and you can tie it on top of this. So you would tie your fluffy bow on top of this. So I'm gonna show you how to make a fluffy bow. And usually I like to, whatever package I'm gonna put it on, I wanna see how big I want this bow. So right now we already have a bow here, so we kinda want our bow to be the same. So I want these loops to be about this long. So we're gonna create a series of loops. So I just went like this. And I fold it in half, and we're just gonna wind the ribbon up like this. So I like to do, let's see, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-ish times around, and then you're gonna cut this. What you're also gonna need is to cut a little tiny strip, maybe like 8 inches, like this. We have all of our loops that we just created, like this, and you want to come in, and you just wanna come somewhere in the center, and I like to just, because this ribbon is so thick, I'll cut partway in like this, and then partway in like this. You see how I didn't do that even? Like this side is kind of a little bit shorter than this side. That's okay. So then we're gonna take this ribbon that we have. I'm gonna just fold this in half because it's so thick. And we're just gonna tie it around this so that it goes through those slits. You see how it's going through? And I'm just gonna tie a knot. Like this. Just needs to be one actually. So now we have something that looks like this. Don't cut this off because we're gonna use this to tie it to the package. So now you just wanna fluff your bow. So you're gonna go to the center of your bow. See, it's starting to look like a bow. You're gonna go to the center and you're gonna do one to the right and then one to the left. You're just gonna alternate. I might have wanted to go one more level so it's a little bit fluffier, but it's okay. One to the left, one to the right. So this, because this only has 3 sides, so it's gonna be kind of a smallish one. But however many loops you do is up to you. You can always make it look good by fluffing. So now, because I have the ribbon or the wire in here, because I have the wire, I can kind of adjust it and just kind of make it look good. Got to trust the process. So here we have our bow. We're gonna bring the package back. And we already have 2 loops that was from our original bow. And you're just gonna tie this to the center. So I'm just tying this to the center, just like this. No knots, just one tie. And then you can cut these pieces off like this, so it doesn't stick out so much. And then you can come here and you can adjust it so that it looks good. See, and this is part of our original bow, and it just incorporates really nicely into that bow. So now you can either leave these hanging like this, or you can cut them short so that just is, you know, it would look like this. If you were to cut it. I'm not gonna cut it because I wanna leave it, but you could cut them off if you want. But now, when someone opens your package, all they have to do is pull on this, and the whole package comes apart. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more DIY projects. Thanks, bye.